Hello and welcome back to Go Race Promotions here on Twitch.tv. Thank you very much for joining us wherever you may be joining us from around the world. Welcome to round 7. It's British touring car time. And what a race we have lined up for you today. Let's bring up our actual broadcasting layout for our heads-up display. Let's quickly try and find someone out there on track. We're here at Snetterton. Let's jump on with Thornton here in the Renault Megane, I want to say. God, it feels like it's been forever since we have streamed one of these outrageous British touring car races from AK Gaming. Well, we're here now, and it is great to be back with the British touring cars. So how is everyone out there tonight in Twitchland? Hope you're all enjoying your Wednesday evening and you're very keen to see some British touring car action. As we're going to jump on board with Thornton. No, we're not. He's going to go into the pits. Never mind. Let's try and find someone who's about to start a lap. Well, looks like Ruff is he's about halfway around the circuit at least. In the Ford Mondeo. Currently on top in practice, it is Smith in the Alfa Romeo, so that's great to see. Different names at the top of the leaderboard, and it is very tight already in practice with Thornton just 0.07 behind Smith. But right now we're just following Dietmar Rath. So he is about to start a lap, so we might be able to jump on board with him as he takes us for a lap around this Snetterton circuit. Of course, we're not running the classic layout of Snetterton. We're running the updated version of Snetterton. So, Dietmar's going to take us for a ride around this circuit as he fires the Mondeo down the main straight into the fast turn 1 and 2. You can probably knock it down 2 gears, perhaps. Yep. I think Dietmar goes back 3 gears. Double apex. All the way out to the exit curb, almost runs out of exit curb very quickly into turn number 3. Tight hairpin. We're going to see some carnage there, I can guarantee it. Now we're off onto the new layout, heading up to turn number 4. It's a fairly tricky sort of corner because the track sort of drops away about on the apex of the turn before we head up to turn number 5, which is slightly tighter. A little bit of banking, you can use that to your advantage. Very tight turn actually. For yet another left-hander. Careful of that tyre barrier on the apex there, that's going to cause some carnage I'm sure. Now we're about to sweep back on to the old circuit. Just going to negotiate these 2 right-handers. Dietmar gets it a little bit too wide. He gets the next right-hander pretty nicely, though. Now heading on to the classic Snetterton circuit. Into some of this... Well, we've got a very odd chicane. It's a very fast entry, but then you've got to pull it up while turning. Slow it down, get the car rotated, and then fire it out to these right-hand turns that just go on forever. Unfortunately, Dietmar has got it very, very wrong. So, that's very unfortunate. He's managed to keep it going. So, you're just going to have to imagine the rest of this flying lap as Dietmar pulls it into the final corner. Once again, another one of these long corners that you've got to try and get on the brakes, manage the brake pressure, get the car rotated, but also change back through the gears and get the right gear for the run onto the main straight. So Dietmar currently 4th fastest in the session so far. We're going to quickly cycle through some cameras. No, that's all the cameras we got. That's good. We only need 2 cameras plus the onboard, so let's be honest. Well, let's flick around to some of the other drivers that's currently in the server. As you can see down there in Stereo Carousel, we have quite a few drivers in the server, just not a lot have set a time. Right, here we go, Walter. We've we managed to get Walter in the previous round, which was Castle Combe, if I'm not mistaken. Boy, did he impress in his first appearance in the British Touring Car Championship. And looks like he's going to do it again. If practice is anything to go by, he's currently third fastest. As he comes out of the final corner to tick off another lap. See what he stops the clock at. Not an improvement of 154.7. So, obviously that mistake into the final sector really hurting Walter's time. But of course, practice. Not many prizes for winning practice, to my knowledge anyway. So, well, so let's have a little fly around this circuit. So we can actually have a good look at this circuit. So turn number 1. This is, well, it's going to be fast. It's going to be fairly chaotic on lap 1. But what turn 1 isn't chaotic on lap number 1? As you can see, we've got a lot of tire marks off the side of the track right here. So someone's binned it there. A lot of tire marks actually off the circuit here too. So a lot of binning opportunities here in turn number 1, and then we got even more binning opportunities with the new look turn number. Well, I'm going to say turn number 2 now, because now that I look at that turn 1, that is actually quite an open turn, and it's quite continuous. So this is now turn 2. So probably see some binning there. Turn number 3. I think if someone is close enough and they have the pace, we could expect to see a few little sneaky moves here. But it's very hard to get it right. The track does drop away, as I elaborated on in the onboard lap with Dirk Marath. So got to be a little bit careful, especially with the front-wheel drive cars. So what I do like about the new Snetterton layout is that it is pretty open for some passing opportunities. As we see another passing opportunity right here in turn number 3. If you get a good run out of... Let me rephrase that. Yeah, a good passing opportunity into turn number 4. Once you get a good run out of... If you get a good run out of turn number 3. And then pretty well it should... Can't really see many more passing opportunities until... Oh my god. Fly the drone properly. Until we get to here, where I'm expecting a few dive bombs right here. Yeah, it's going to be ambitious, but I think the dive bomb can work in this little S-bend. And then, of course, in the final turn, I'm expecting some dive bombs here. I'll be quite honest with you. Got to see some dive bombs here. So, I'm sure we are almost set to head into our driver's briefing. We're going to take a look at the fastest man in practice so far, and that is Smith. So, I can't remember if it's been so long, I can't remember if we have seen Smith make his appearance in the British Touring Cars before. I know that Dre runs around in the the Alpha, as Smith has returned to the pits. Did not like that lap. So this looks like a very new name to me. McIntosh in another one of the Alphas. So this is McIntosh's. I would say this is McIntosh's debut race with us tonight in the British Touring Cars. He gets the final corner a little bit wrong, but he survives and keeps going. So, just have to hope that McIntosh does improve enough ahead of tonight's race and put his name a little bit further up the leaderboard. These cars, they're not easy to drive. I've said this before in previous streams, but these cars, they are very tough to drive and even harder to set up and get it right. So for someone new, see, not really sure what he's doing there. Warming up the tyres, perhaps. Not really sure. Let's have another look at another Alpha. It's Dre. Dre's been, he's had a bit of an up and down season so far. Shows glimpses of absolute awesome driving. Then he struggles the next round and well, very up and down. But anyway, hopefully Dre will have a consistent night tonight. In fact, let's return to the pits and have a look at what's on tonight. So we have a qualifying session coming up next, 10 minutes of absolute insanity from the British touring car drivers. Then we have 2 races of 12 laps before we move to another server and race for a final race. I would say around the 22 lap mark. Someone in chat, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sure there's one of the admins from AK lurking around in chat. Anyway, that's what we have going on tonight. As I have done something here. Oh, there we go. Back to Dre. So we're getting very close to starting out driver's briefing and then moving straight into our qualifying session. Still waiting for a few people to join the server as well, as we see Dre get it all wrong in the final corner. I think he's gonna return to the pits. No, he's actually gonna do a bit of a U-turn and try that again. Get a good run onto the main straight at least. Oh, we got Ferguson as well. I think this is another new driver for the British Touring Cars tonight. So great to see a lot of new names entering the British Touring Cars. In fact, actually a lot of new names entering AK Gaming as well. Pardon me. It's a little bit wide there, Ferguson. Manages to keep it together, so... Oh, not bad. Not bad for Ferguson. Oh, gets a bit of a tank slap happening. And I think he's managed to make it through, thankfully, into the final corner. So that is going to be a very tough corner to get right, especially when you're in pack racing, as we've seen all season long so far. As Ferguson will start his first flying lap. Let's have another look at some drivers on track. So Simmons in the Volvo estate. If I'm not mistaken, he is probably the only Volvo in the server at the moment. So he gets overtaken by one of the Alfa Romeos. Interesting to see a few drivers actually trying to use that tiny little curb there. Oh, Okay. That's a binning. That's interesting. I'm not really sure what that was all about, but Simmons definitely got his man that time. Oh, here we go. We got another Volvo out there, and that's Richards. So, good to see another one of the Swedish machines out there. So let's get some early predictions in for tonight's race. Who's your pick for qualifying, and who's your pick for the races? I haven't seen Rafalo enter the server yet, so that means anyone can have a chance at winning. Oh, that was rather exciting from Richards there. He managed to bin it quite spectacularly in that last little chicane there, or the second last chicane. Like I said, very difficult to get the braking right and turn the car and downshift and then turn it the other way. Got to have a very stable car for that, and quite often these cars are anything but stable. Of course, all the weight in the front of the car, nothing in the rear, and very tiny little rear wings on them. Here's Meredith as well. We've seen this guy have an up and down season as well. He's been he's shown a lot of pace, but he just hasn't been able to string together some results. Unfortunately, he gets involved in all sorts of silly accidents. And we have to reset the server. It's from one of our admins, David16, so we're going to have to quickly jump out. So we're going to take a quick break, and we will bring you back all the action as soon as humanly possible. So we'll be right back. And we are back. So a quick little server reset and everything is back to normal, hopefully. As the server is slowly starting to get repopulated. It's looking a little bit odd. No, that's just the lights. I thought those were horns on the top of the safety car for a second there. Don't know why. But anyway. So we are here at the fabulous Snetterton circuit. Certainly a British icon in motorsport, as we see. That looks like a Volvo off the track. It definitely is a Volvo. That is the number 3 of, I want to say that is probably Macintosh? No. No, not Williams either. Ah, it's McLaughlin. So I'd say we are getting set for a start to our qualifying session, and honestly I'm very excited about tonight. Return for British touring cars and all the insanity. Look at the service starting to populate down the bottom here in Snetterton. Let's have a look at that. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 so far, and still waiting on a few others to turn up as well. So tonight is going to be a pretty exciting race, I think. I hope you at home have got well, some sort of cold or warm drink, depending on where you are in the world or whatever. This is going to be this is going to be very entertaining. British Touring Cars has been quite a source of entertainment here at Go Race Promotions, and well, I'm pretty keen for some more British touring car racing. I don't know about you guys in chat. You know, this corner here is catching a lot of people out. I'm just going to sit here for a little bit. See if we can get some different angles of people binning it. I'm hearing someone coming. See if someone can get around this corner. That's an Alpha. Oh, he's almost binned it. Oh, he's kept it together. Very well done. So, I think this is going to be a very crucial corner to keep an eye on during the racing as well. I mean, we're seeing a lot of drivers having a lot of trouble actually making it around there without spinning. Oh, that's not the angle we wanted. There we go. Oh, I think that's Brister there. He's managed to not bin it, which is good to see. This is how you should be taking this chicane. Not so much. And that's a really good line as well. So certainly with chicanes, the one thing you should be aiming for is not that. Especially this sausage curb. This sausage curb is going to really cause some havoc, I think, when people are in the process of binning. But with chicanes, it's almost better to have a slow entry so you can get a fast exit. It's not so much this corner here that you want to be focusing on. It's the exit of this corner here. And that gives you your run. All the way around this very long sweeper. And into the final chicane. This server is starting to populate nicely. We continue to watch McLaughlin. So unfortunately, Renault's just joined the circuit in front of him. Gets a little bit of a tail slide. He manages to keep it together. At the moment, Williams at 2:02. He's going to need to improve rather quickly. He wants to be anywhere near the front for the qualifying session. Well, another big slide there. So this Volvo is not looking real happy with the turn-in. Probably a little bit too much turn for this Volvo of McLaughlin. Maybe a little bit too much rear brake bias, or maybe a little too stiff in the rear end, as we're seeing Thornton and Smith now at the top of the timesheet, separated by 0.029 of a second. That is seriously close stuff. This is what we've come to expect from British touring cars and AK Gaming. Close racing and some spectacular bins as well. That's a pretty good textbook save with a front-wheel drive car there for McLaughlin. Beautiful thing about front-wheel drive cars, the moment it gets sideways, just give it a little bit of opposite lock and just plant that accelerator pedal. Put the accelerator pedal through the firewall and hope for the best. Oh, what a... Oh, no, they did make contact there, so unfortunately, McLaughlin and I want to say that is Richards? Yeah, Richards coming together, ruining each other's laps, unfortunately. So it'll be a case of reset, try again. This is Ches. This is the other Alfa Romeo driver I was trying to think of a little bit earlier. Anton Ches. He's been really a spectacular driver in the races, no matter what he races, whether it's GT3 or British touring cars or in either Assetto Corsa or Competizione. Qualifying is not his strong point, but he races bloody well. And doesn't matter where he starts, he always seems to go forward and, well, well, you just got to keep an eye on Ches throughout the night, well, throughout any sort of racing, because, yeah, once again, as I said, not a great qualifier, but he is an outstanding racer, and well, that's pretty important as far as I'm concerned. You don't win. I think pretty sure you win points for qualifying, but definitely the bigger prize is in the race. We jump on board with Anton for the remainder of this lap. As you can see, still a little bit of oversteer there for the Alpha. Seems to be a common theme for some of these cars tonight. See a four-wheel drift there in a front-wheel drive car, so something is not quite happy in this Alpha. He's able to make the apex nicely for that first right-hander, and again, seems to go for a late apex for this final right-hander that brings you onto the back straight. Starting to see some times getting set by our competitors. 7 drivers set a time so far. As we continue to watch Anton Ches make his way through second last chicane and gets it right, almost. Not quite the best line, but he makes it through. That's the main thing. And this is really good to see. Quick count of all the drivers in our server at the moment. So let's say 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. So great turnout tonight. 15 drivers so far. I think we're still waiting on a few more. Just quickly have a look at the attendance sheet for British touring cars. We should have 17 make it into the server tonight, which is brilliant to see. We're still waiting on Mackenzie, I think it is, and I think that's it. Oh, Sam. Oh, God, I'm going to have trouble pronouncing that surname. Katakuzinos. I think that's how you pronounce it. So it doesn't look like Chris Rafalo will be making it tonight, which is... Well, that's going to open it up to everyone else to have a chance at winning. Although Thornton out there at the moment with a 8/10 of a second over his nearest competitor, being Smithy. In another one of the Alfa Romeos. Oh, he two-wheels it through the final sweeper. And we now have our very first Alfa Romeo lawnmower. So that's what happened to Victor. They got bought by Alfa Romeo. As we continue to watch Smith. This Alpha's looking a little bit more balanced than the Alfa Avanton Ches. Just looks as though Smith is able to just put the car where he wants it to go. Might get a little bit balked here by the Volvo in front of him on this lap. He pulls out and I think that's McLaughlin in front. He wanted to argue the point in practice. Unable to keep Smith behind him. He's going to try and return serve. Not quite able to do it in practice. Rather important to practice your passing manoeuvres, I think, though. Gives you an idea of where you can make the passes, where you can't. I'm going to quickly turn off Stera Cassell because now I think we have plenty of drivers that have set a time. Also keep an eye on this guy here, of course the Mondeo of Dietmar Rath. Currently 2 seconds off Thornton's time. Of course this is practice and that's a bin. So I hate it when I follow people and they just decide to bin it. Just so I'm starting to talk them up. Got a little bit of a practice battle going on here between Ferguson and I want to say that's Brister ahead of him in the Renault. It is not Brister, I don't think. That is the Renault of Meredith, actually. So, there you go. The more you learn. That was a dive bomb. Didn't quite go right, but main thing is both drivers are keeping on going. So we have about 5 minutes left of practice before we move into qualifying. We're currently watching Ferguson really having to work the wheel hard to keep this Alfa Romeo under control. sweeps around the outside of the Volvo estate. And he's still chasing Meredith's Renault in this practice session. We might have to invent a new game just for tonight for you and chat. Let's have a prediction of how many bins we're going to see tonight. Jeez, that's looking a little bit hairy. There we go, there's a bin. There's a bin right there, so decent bin for Meredith. I'm going to have to bring up Sarah Cassell so we can focus on him, actually. That is not what we wanted. There we go. Where is he? I've lost him. There he is. So that was a decent bin for Meredith. Score that a decent 8 out of 10. Looks like we have a new driver in the server, and that, I'm going to guess that is Hill in the Vauxhall Vectra. So it looks like we're going to get a little bit more than 17 tonight, so that's good to see. In fact, he's gone. Never mind. Got camera shy. Ches right out of the way there. I want to say that's Walter in the Renault. Indeed it is. Walter's been showing a lot of pace since his arrival in the British Touring Cars. So hopefully we have a few more of the new names pop up and accompany Walter as a high-flying newcomer. As we are waiting for the start of qualifying, which should be in the next minute, let's try and give you our standings at the moment. So currently Chris Ruffalo is leading this championship on 242 points. Then we have Dietmar Rath, so it's a Mondeo 1-2 on 209 points. 9 points behind Rath is Anton Ches. So Ches, once again, as I said earlier, it's not a great qualifier, but he really races well, and he's currently third in the championship. Then we have Thornton in fourth, 159 points. Fraser in fifth, 131. Meredith in sixth. Hum seventh. Courtier in eighth, and McLaughlin also on tied for eighth with Courtier. Both those two on 93 points. And Dre in 10th on 92 points. Richards, Walter, Williams, Smith and Deakey, that's your top 15 in the championship so far. Then you have Fletcher, Keane, Brister, Duro, Catacozinos, Simmons, Franson, Hill, Ferguson and McIntosh. So that is our championship at the moment. So, as we're great timing, we're moving straight into qualifying by the looks of things, are we? No, we're still in practice. There we go. Now we're in qualifying. So let the games begin. 17 drivers, if I'm not mistaken. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 17. So 17 cars hitting the track. Dietmar Rath, the first man onto the circuit. Let's get rid of Stereo Carcel. Don't need that anymore. And let's get into the real action. So we've just been through practice. We've seen Thornton showing the way with his pace. Can he stay on top? That is the million-dollar question. I think we're about to see some sandbags come out. In fact, did I just see? I was seeing things. I thought I saw Chris Rafalo into the circuit in the second of the Ford Mondeos. That must be Hum, actually. Yep, that sounds about right. So Van der Hum in Mondeo as well. Right now we're focusing on Dietmar Rath in the first of the Mondeos out on circuit, and he's going to go straight off the track. So obviously taking a very interesting strategy of putting grass all over his tyres in order to warm them up or something. So let's jump on board with Dietmar. So he's getting set to start his first flying lap, and the first flying lap of this 10-minute qualifying session. It's a little bit wide. He's looking ready now. The tyres are probably up to pressure now and up to temperature, at least the front tyres are. He's got a decent gap behind him as well, so he shouldn't have any traffic in front or traffic behind. I think that's Meredith behind in the Renault with the lights ablaze. So here we go, the first flying lap. Dietmar Rath, he will set the benchmark time. Runs a little bit too deep into turn number 1, and he is actually going to abandon this lap. So we're going to quickly try and find Meredith as he runs wide as well. So turn 1's catching out a lot of people so far. And Meredith, I think he's going to abandon this lap as well. So we're going to try and find Walter. There he is there. So Walter realistically is going to set the first benchmark time. Oh, he's got traffic ahead of him, so this is a very chaotic qualifying session for some of our for all of our drivers in this session. In fact, Walter's going to pull out of it. So once again, we'll have to bring up Stereo Carcel. Let's try and find someone who is on a flyer. So there's Ches. McIntosh is approaching the start line. Hill in the Vauxhall Vectra, he'll be starting his first flyer. So Thornton is the next car on our list to start. I think he is. He must be on his first flying lap. So I'm going to stick with Thornton for now. Hopefully I don't get proven wrong. So already the tight and twisty circuit has caught out a few names early on in this session. Thornton just slows it down nicely for the chicane. So we see an Alpha go off in the background. So drivers are getting caught out pretty early in this qualifying session. As Thornton's looking really comfortable already. Don't know how many laps of practice he's cut of this circuit, but Thornton is looking good already. Now he's going to set the first flying lap of the session. No, Ferguson does. Thornton does. A 1:57.1, so a good time from Thornton. Not his best lap, but that's a good banker. And now he has his own reference time, which is good for himself. He's got Ferguson just ahead of him in the Alpha. Still waiting on a few more people to set their first time. So far only 2 people have set a valid lap. As we see, McLaughlin set his personal best in the server 2-minute flat time. He's got a long way to go to catch Thornton, though. As Thornton... Oh, he grabs the brake, runs it in very deep, very wide. Misses the apex by a country mile. But, not sure if he made a mistake on his first flyer as well. Walter, a 2:22. I think he's probably binned it somewhere on that lap. So we're going to continue to follow Thornton. And Brister now, he sets his personal best, but doesn't show up on our timing board. So maybe it was invalidated. Not really sure. Anyway, Thornton tips it into the second last chicane. Does he pull it up? He does. He's going to have Ferguson just ahead of him. Well, the Vauxhall Vectra of Hill off the track. So 4 minutes left in this session. It is a very long lap. So drivers are only really going to get about 2, maybe 3 laps into this session. As Thornton rounds out of the final corner. This is going to be an improvement for sure on his own best time. Richards goes to the top of the timesheets only temporarily. Thornton immediately a 1:54.4, and he is actually seems pretty happy with that lap. He's going to go back to the pit lane, maybe get some fresh boots and go out again. Ches now to third position, and we're going to see Detmer Rath. No, he doesn't set a lap time just yet. So here's Richards in the Volvo. He's currently on the front row. Smith and Williams now. So Richards manages to split Smith and Williams. Smith, a very impressive time, 0.003 off of Thornton's time. That's really close stuff between Smith and Thornton. Rath goes up into third position, 1.6 seconds off the pace. Simmons into sixth. So as we see Richards fall off the track a little bit, he drops down to fifth as Walter goes up to third position. Look at the time there, 0.05 off of Thornton's time. So tight stuff at the top of the leaderboard. Really good to see in the dying stages of this qualifying session. So McIntosh sets his personal best. Unfortunately, it doesn't register on our leaderboard. Not really sure why, but I have a feeling that lap may have been invalidated by our timing system. See if Richards can improve on his 1:56. He rounds out of the final corner, doesn't run too wide, unlike the Alpha behind him. What can Richards stop the clock at? Got to be an improvement. It isn't, so I'd say he's invalidated his lap somewhere. So Ferguson now goes up to fourth position, even after running it wide out of the final corner. So now Dre pops up into the top 10. Ches improves to 8th. So it's starting to come alive in this last 1.5 minutes of the qualifying session. Still got a few drivers that haven't set a lap time, according to our timing system at least. Smith now to the top, 1:54.1. So Smith in the Alpha set the fastest lap of this session so far. Detmer Rath up to fourth with still 1.7 seconds off the pace, as now Walter goes to the top of 1:53.6. So Walter raises the bar again. So wait and see what Thornton can do. He's just ahead of Smith in the Alpha. Does manage to get the apex this time round, so that should wipe a few tenths off his previous best. Oh, he grabs the grass on the entry. Keeps it on the circuit on the exit though, so that's good. Jump on board now with Thornton. The lack of Chris Rafalo, he's going to be really hoping to make up a lot of ground. Into the second last chicane. Oh, grabs the inside rear wheel. Keeps it on the track though. Only just though. As Richards actually improves up to 4th, so he lifts himself onto the second row of the grid. Demotes Dietmar Rath down to the 3rd row. See if Thornton can improve his time. This is looking good. As the checkered flag now comes out. So, oh, actually, Chris Ruffalo is in the server. He goes up to 5th on his first flyer. Thornton goes up to a 2nd, a 153.7. But Smith goes to the top. Look at the gap there. A 153.6 from Smith. Brilliant lap time. And what a gap as well. 0.013 and 0.72 of a second. Wait and see. No, I think that was Walter. It was Walter. He wasn't able to improve on his time. Is anyone else on a flyer? Doesn't look like it. Oh, Ches is going for it, so he's on a flyer still. Quickly actually just return to the pits and get an idea of who has completed a lap. So Ferguson is in the pit lane. Meredith is binning it into the fence. Okay, so that is it for qualifying. So Smith is your pole sitter with a 153.6, and starting beside him will be Walter in the the Renault Megane with a 153.6 as well. Then Thornton a 153.7. That is a very, very tight gap between our top 3. Less than a 1/10 of a second splitting them. Then we have Richards and Rath. Rath rounds out the top 5. But starting beside Rath will be his teammate Chris Ruffalo. Just made it in and got a lap in for that last second of qualifying. Ferguson and Meredith will make up row number 4. And then Anton Ches and Williams will round out the 10. And have a look at the success ballast as well on each of these cars. So 42 kilos for Thornton, 54 kilos for Rath, and 60 kilos for Ruffalo. That should slow Ruffalo down a little bit at least. Over the page, let's have a look. We have Simmons and Hum on row 6. Row 7, McIntosh and Dre. Brister and McLaughlin will start off of 15th and 16th, so that's row 8. Then we have Jones and Hill rounding out the field with row 9. So a huge field of 18 cars. Boy, this is going to be absolutely chaos into turn number 1. I hope some of these guys have been practicing their starts. Not seeing anyone else. So, let's get some predictions. Who's everyone liking in this race? Do we have any Chris Ruffalo fans in the chat? Or Dietmar Rath? 20 seconds to the start of this race. I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Smith has got the pace. I reckon he will do a very good job to hold off Thornton and Walter. Just depends on if he can get a good start as the lights begin to come on. 6 lights on and 6 lights out, and we are away and racing. It looks like an even start from Walter and Smith as they tear down the main straight into turn number 1. They've got a great start on the rest of the field. The field is going 3 wide into turn number 1. Oh, the Volvo and the Mondeo came very close. Looks like everyone's managed to stay pointing in the same direction. So, brilliant start from our field as... Oh no, looked like... Oh no, we got a car around, so that's Smith who's been turned half around. But he's managed to keep it going, planting that accelerator through the floorboards to keep the car in the straight line. But it's Chris Ruffalo at the front of the field, and we're seeing a car go around there that looked like Smith. So Smith has had a disastrous start, and we've got another car off the track. That's Williams in the Volvo. So it's all happening. Oh, everyone's going everywhere. Oh, it's all happening on lap number 1. So cars going left, right, and centre. Amazing if you've managed to stay on the circuit for this opening lap. But Chris Ruffalo out in front. He's got Walter, Thornton and Meredith just behind. So Meredith has made a brilliant start. Rath is just tacking onto the back of the top 4. And then we have Hum as well. He's just hanging on to the back of Rath as we're seeing Meredith trying to go for a move around the outside of Thornton. In fact, he's side by side with Thornton. He's actually got the move done down the back straight. As the same time, Walter going, oh no, Meredith goes to go across the grass. So there's the Renault lawnmower for you. He's going to have to give that position back, I'm sure of it. Thornton looking to capitalise, but he's unable to do it. Oh, they're so close. As here comes Rath, he's going up the inside, he's sending it. What a send, he has to pull out of it. And Thornton and Meredith, oh, they're bumping each other. So Meredith off the track. This is going to give Rath a chance. Ches has moved up to 6th. So a great start from Ches. What I tell you, not a great qualifier, but he's very good at racing. So Rath goes in deep. This will give Meredith a chance to do the switchback into turn number 2. Meredith's got track position and he will get the move done. Rath tries to go for a switchback, but Meredith performs a textbook block pass. And I have to say, someone who's made a great start is this guy here, Hill. Through all the chaos, he's up into the top 10. And he started at the very back of the field. He's got a bit of a 4-wheel drift going on there with the Vectra. Oh, car off the track there, that's McIntosh. He's going to lose position to Brister, so Brister's made up in position. I'm going to keep an eye on Smith. He's up to 13th now. After a disastrous, well, turn 2 and 3. Just did not quite get the rear tyres up to pressure. Oh no, Meredith off the track and Hill off the track. Oh, disaster for both Hill and Meredith. He's rejoined, he's dropped in behind Simmons. As we see Richards off the track as well, so everyone having trouble getting these cars pointed in. Meanwhile, out in front, Walter has skipped away 2.3 seconds over Ruffalo. In fact, Ruffalo under pressure from Thornton now. We're going to have a look at the back of Ruffalo's Mondeo, and that's all he can see. It's just Renault. Oh, Ruffalo sideways, and he gets a bump as well. He manages to hold it together, and Rath bumps Thornton. And that actually helps Thornton, so Rath has not done any favours for his teammate. So Thornton now up to 2nd after that little melee into the final corner. He's on the wrong side of the circuit. Ruffalo will be able to hold this position. Maybe no. Thornton sticks it around the outside. Brilliant racing there for Thornton. But Ruffalo looks for a send into turn number 2. Oh, he hits Thornton and... oh, Rath actually capitalises. So Rath, the big winner out of that melee into turn number 2. Thornton, he's managed to hold on to 4th, but Ches is right on the back of him now. All this has helped Walter extend that gap out to 6 seconds. As we jump on board with Anton Ches now. He's had a great start. He's up into the top 5 now. Runs a little wide. He's got the front row seat for this battle between Thornton and Ruffalo. As Ruffalo runs wide, I'm not sure if there was contact there. But now Ruffalo is vulnerable to Ches. So Ches, will he get the run? He's got a little bit of a run on Ruffalo down the back straight. Seeing name dropping down the leaderboard, and that's Dre and Ferguson. So not sure if those two have come together. Now Ches looking up the inside of Ruffalo. Oh, he's somehow managed to hang that, keep that together. But that's going to bring Hum into it. Just seeing a great battle back here between Simmons and Meredith. And we have Smith fighting with Richards as well. So this is some great racing down the back of the field. Oh, Simmons. Oh, he's binned it. He's going to come in front of Smith. And I think Smith has managed to hold. How has he done that? So that has got to be close to a golden bin there for Simmons. In fact, oh, what's happened there? Simmons collided with McIntosh. McIntosh is just recovering back onto the circuit in the other Alfa Romeo. So the Alfa Romeos are taking each other out. Very interesting team strategy. I'm not sure that's the best one. Now, battle for second is now starting to spice up a little bit with Thornton all over the back of Ruff now. Only a handful of laps left to go on this race. Let's look out the back of Ruff's Mondeo now. So now it's Ruff's turn to put up with the Renault of Thornton. Thornton has the slipstream down the back straight. Thinks about a move into the second last chicane. Thinks better of it. Oh, he's going for the send anyway. Sticks the nose in, has to pull out of it. Can Rafalo capitalise? He's too far back, unfortunately. Battle is starting to tighten up a bit, although as I say that, they've just spread out. So Ruff now, he's put a second on Thornton after that, after Thornton had to pull out of that move into the second last chicane. We have a little battle going on here between McIntosh and Hill. So McIntosh in the Alfa Romeo getting the final chicane very wrong. He's going to be vulnerable now to the Vauxhall Vectra of Hill. And Hill will pick up 13th position rather easily. Oh, gets it sideways through turn one. He's held it together. And this has brought Ferguson back into it. Oh, I thought Hill was going to get centre punched there by the Alpha. Now Hill is going to try and chase down Williams in the Volvo ahead of him. Oh, looked away from the battle for second, and Thornton has managed to get in front of Rath. So, fortunately, we missed that. Here we go, battle between teammates now. This is Brister and Meredith. So Brister trying to break the slipstream. Smith sitting back there in the Alpha. What a send by Meredith, but he's got it wrong again. And he's going to have to give that position back. So Meredith having a struggle with that second last chicane. He's going to lose out to Smith. Smith is just going to he's going to drive through both Renaults, and he's back up to 7th. So brilliant racecraft there from Smith. I think Brister just tried to give a little bit too much room. Oh, Meredith taking a very interesting line. So Smith with the recovery drive back up to 7th place. I think we can forget about Walter up front. But this battle is not over yet either. So Thornton runs wide out of turn number 3. This should give Rath a chance into turn number 4. But Thornton shuts the door very firmly in Dietmar's face. But Dietmar still gets a good run out of turn number 4. He's got track position, but again, Thornton slams that door shut. just looks as though Wrath is able to get much better exits out of the corner than what Thornton is. Jump on board now with Wrath. See Thornton going real deep into that second last chicane. And Wrath able to just get a better run into the sweeper. And oh, Thornton very deep. Manages to cut it back. He grabs the grass and that pops the car up on two wheels. Now this is proving to be a very, very entertaining battle between Thornton and Wrath. This is for second place. 9 seconds behind Walter. So Wrath, he's got the run into turn number 1. He's going for it. He has to pull out of it. But Thornton runs in deep. And Thornton actually goes defensive into turn number 2. So this should give Wrath a chance on the exit. Oh, they're so close. But Thornton survives again. Though Wrath switches back for turn number 3. Can't quite get it in there. So again, Thornton a little bit deep into turn number 4. That might give Wrath a chance. Oh, sideways for Thornton. Keeps it together. Wrath runs wide. That's going to hurt his exit speed. We'll give Thornton a bit of a break now. Still got entertaining battles down in the midfield. Brister and Meredith, the teammates, back at it again. Here comes Meredith up the inside. Brister gives him plenty of space. So we joined that just in time for Meredith to make the move stick finally. It's in the background. Richards in the Volvo getting it a little bit wrong through that second last chicane. Hasn't hurt him too much because the Renaults are still bickering. Jump on board now with Brister. So goes for a good exit. And now it's Meredith's turn to try and break the slipstream, but look at the straight line speed from the Brister Renault. The side by side, but Brister's on the wrong side of the circuit. But Meredith made that easy, didn't argue it too much, although he's sticking the nose in again. Oh, this is great racing between these two. We're looking at the back of Brister's Renault. At Meredith's Renault. Two teammates still bickering. This is bringing Richards into the fight. Richards runs it in very deep. He's going to lose a fair bit of time now. Brister grabs that sausage curb. That brings Meredith right onto the back of him again. Now Meredith, he's got the slipstream again. Seems to be where Meredith is stronger than Brister. Brister's just got enough of a gap, although Meredith closes right up underneath, right up under brakes. Has to pull out of it. Oh, that's the camera angle I wanted. Oh, I missed it again. Doesn't matter, this will do. So we're riding on board with Richards now. So he's got the front row seat to this teammate battle. Bristol runs it in too deep. That's going to hurt him. In fact, he parks it on the apex, and that's going to bring Richards into it. He's gone the wrong way. Oh, he's into the side of Meredith. Zigged instead of zagged, unfortunately. So Richards has all the work to do again. First gear for turn number 2. The race is still on between Meredith and Brister. Up ahead, just seen this. Hum is now trying to defend from Smith, a recovering Alfa Romeo. Smith, he's got big oversteer issues through some of the faster corners by the looks of things. Smith closes up under brakes. Gets a great run through the chicane, but Hum is already defensive through the chicane, through the sweeper. Smith now just has to be patient. He gets a big slide. Thornton sets the fastest lap of the race. Maybe too little too late. We're right on board with Smith. He gets a great exit out of the final corner. He's going to draw wheel to wheel. In fact, it looks like he's already got the move done before the start-finish line. So Smith now recovers up to 6th position. He's going to be chasing Anton Ches now. Oh no, Thornton's binned it. And he rejoins right in front of Rafalo. So that was a little bit naughty from Thornton. In fact, he's going to readdress that. So the big winner out of that is Anton Ches. He moves up into 3rd position. I have a feeling that Jones in the Peugeot may have had something to do with that. Saw that the Peugeot was off the side of the circuit. Looks like he's carrying a little bit of damage as well. Judging by how slow he's going. And by how little those front wheels are turning into corners. Maybe some steering damage. Walter off the circuit now. So now Walter, our leader, he has lost a heap of time to Detmar Rath. A 10-second gap has now become 4 seconds. 1.5 seconds. So the race is on. Oh no, Rath bins it now. And a save from Rath. That is a lifeline to Walter. What is going on with this race? It's all kicked off in the last few laps of this race. Walter starts the penultimate lap. Battle is still going on between the two Renaults. Oh no, Richards off the track and Meredith has binned it. Again, he's going to collect Brister. So a 3-way bin. Ah. What more can happen in the final few laps of this race? Well, Thornton and Rafalo can still battle. Rafalo switches back nicely on Thornton. Smith is not out of this. Smith might get a top 5 result. How much can happen in 12 laps of racing? This is amazing. So Thornton now up the inside now of Rafalo. Little block pass. Little bit of a bump. Still going. No foul, no. What's the word? Oh no, Smith bins it. So the last few laps have just been nothing but bins. All that hard work that Smith did to get back up to 6th place, well, he's going to have to do it all over again. Walter. God, how much more can happen in these last few laps? Well, we've got Meredith and Ferguson nose to tail. We've also got Williams and Simmons nose to tail. And we got Hill and McLaughlin nose to tail. So we've got a few battles up and down the field. And I'm going to have to give this guy a bit of airtime. So, Walter, he starts the final lap of the race at 55.7. He's been almost flawless this entire race in the Renault Megane. And Meredith is off the track now. Let's look back at Walter now. Nice, smooth inputs. Not seeing anything frantic on the wheel there for Walter. Some tips around the double right-hander for the final time in this race. Aside from binning it a few laps ago in this very chicane, it's just been a perfect drive for Walter. Gets it over the curb nicely. He approaches the final corner. So as Walter rounds the final corner of this race, ladies and gentlemen in chat, put up some sort of clap emoji, because Walter is the winner of race 1. Almost flawless drive. He'll take the win ahead of Dietmar Rath, who will take home a very deserved 2nd place. But how about this guy, Anton Chez, after being buried in the field after qualifying, he'll take out a top 3 result. Well done to Anton Chez. He'll be over the moon with that. We've got some reverse donuts happening in turn number 1. We have a battle going on here between Brister and Richard. Brister tight on the exit of the first part of the sweeper. Oh, the rear end of that Renault is very, very twitchy. Oh, and the Alpha behind, he just hangs on to it. That's Ferguson. And Barista will take out that battle. Boy. What a race. That just kicked off in the last few seconds. And that is quite an impressive bin there for Meredith. Fortunately, not the race he wanted, as the rest of the field starts to streak across the line. So let's head back to the pit lane. We're going to have a look at the results of race number 1. So Walter, the dominant drive, takes that first position at 5 seconds ahead of Dietmar Rath. Then we have Anton Chez in 3rd, rounding out the top 3. Then Thornton and Rafalo. That's your top 5. So Rafalo, a good recovery after, I don't think he really got a lot of practice in on this circuit. But top 5, he should be pretty happy with that. Then we have Smith, great recovery after that first lap binning. Then Brister, he'll be thrilled with 8th. Richards, Ferguson, that's the end of the top 5. Over the page we have Meredith, Simmons, Dre, Williams, McIntosh, the top 15. Then we have McLaughlin, Hill, Jones, and Fletcher rounding out the field. So what an exciting race. I don't know how much action you can fit into 12 laps, but, well, apparently you can fit in that much, so... Well, that's good to know. We have another 12-lap race, but this is a reverse grid race. So this is going to be very exciting to watch. Cannot wait to see this take off. So the start of this race, we should have Fletcher on the front row. Next to him will be Jones in the Peugeot. So this is going to be an interesting turn one, providing they can get off to a good start. But the real question will be whether Walter can pick his way through the, no doubt, the carnage that will take off. They'll kick off in turn number 2, and whether he can stay out of all the trouble. In fact, for all the top drivers, can they stay out of trouble and have a decent result? As we start to get ready for the start of race 2, the reverse grid. About 5 seconds before our field spawns onto the grid. There we go. So 50 seconds to go. Let's get some predictions in chat. Who's your favourite to pick their way through the inevitable carnage and take out race number 2? So we've got Fletcher, Jones, Hill, McLaughlin, McIntosh, Williams. That's your top. That's your first 3 rows. Then we have Dre, Simmons, Meredith, Ferguson. Over the page, Richards and Brister. That's the next 3 rows. Then we have Hum, Smith, Rafalo, Thornton, Ches, Rath, and Walter. We are getting set for a start. Hit me up with the predictions in chat. Running out of time. As the lights begin to light up. We have 3 lights on, 4 lights, 5 lights, 6 lights on, and 6 lights out, and away we go. It's a decent start from the first 2 rows. Row number 3, a little bit slow. Simmons trying to split the middle. It's going to be on before turn number 1 by the looks of things. There's still 3 wide. Oh, we got a Renault way up the track. That looks like Meredith. I think that's actually Brister. And in fact, it's all kicking off again. And that looks like that's Walter. So, oh, there we go. So the Peugeot's off the track. Are we going to get through the rest of... Well, only one car has really had a proper bin. As I say that, Hill's binned it, and he's binned it right in front of Simmons. Simmons nowhere to go, and Hill is going to drop all the way back to second last, maybe last. Let's get into the action. So at the front, it is Fletcher in the first of the Volvos. So Fletcher leading this race ahead of Ferguson, then McLaughlin. Then we have Meredith, who's had a great start. Oh no, McLaughlin's binned it. Oh, disastrous. He's going to go all the way back. Smith has also run into problems. Williams also having problems. Oh! The rest of the field just managed to avoid him. Oh, change of pants there. Oh, they're still going off the track. Ruth and Hum up to the top 5 already. Haven't even got through lap 1. Oh, Fletcher, he's off the track. So Fletcher now, he puts it into the fence. So this hands over the lead to Ferguson, who's under attack by Meredith. Meredith now leads this race ahead of Ferguson. Can he keep it on the track? He does. He has to go defensive immediately, though, because Ferguson is fighting back. Ruth is closing up onto the back of these guys at a rate of knots. We jump on board with Ruth now as Ferguson goes for a send. Not able to get it done. And now Ruth will bring his Mondeo up beside the Alpha of Ferguson. He's got track position as they head towards turn number 1, but Ferguson a little bit more straight line speed in that Alpha. And he's going to try around the outside of Meredith. He's not going to be able to get it done. And that's just going to leave the door wide open for Ruth. Now Meredith goes defensive into turn number 2 against Rath. Rath will go for the switchback. Tries to squeeze up the inside. Can't do it. And I think that was actually Thornton who went off the track in turn number 1. Not Walter, because Walter's up to 5th. We see Chris Rafalo in the pit lane. As Rath going for the move into turn number 4, sorry. Meredith gives him room. They're still side by side. And, oh, they're still so close. There we go. So Rath, no, Meredith hangs on again, but he outbrakes himself. That's going to leave him open to Ferguson. So Ferguson now up to 2nd. That's the view from Rath's Mondeo. See the straight line speed of this Alpha. Here he goes. It catches right up down the straight. Just not enough straight. Oh, Rath has been cleaned up by Ferguson. Ferguson readdresses immediately. I think Meredith has cut the track again. He's going to have to readdress that instantly. Oh, we just saw that. Everyone going for the sends. It's almost like everyone works for Australia Post here. Oh, Walter sends it into the side of Hum. And Walter now facing the wrong direction. Thornton manages to get around Walter. Walter is in the middle of the track. And he's going to get cleaned up by Smith and Hill. And Richards just manages to pick his way through all of that. I think Richards had to take evasive action. He ended up into the side of Hill. And Hill actually going into pit lane. Rafalo is back on track as well. What a lap. Still got 10 laps of this. So Meredith, he's not done with Rath yet. That Mondeo is looking pretty stable on the entry to corners. It's rotating rather nicely. Meredith runs it a little bit too deep. That's going to give Rath a good break down the back straight. They jump on board with Thornton. He's battling with Ferguson for 5th place. This is actually the battle for 4th place. We've got Simmons up ahead in the Volvo. So Thornton trying to pick his way through this battle. Now look out the back of Simmons' Volvo. He's actually had to fall behind Ferguson down the straight. That Alpha does have a lot of straight line punch. Simmons runs in deep, so does Thornton. Just to give Ferguson a good chance to skip away. Ches is now into the fight for 5th. Thornton tries to go for a switchback. He's on the wrong side of the track. Not able to get the momentum up. So Simmons still has to defend. Now Thornton's got to run. Looks up the inside. He's got the move done nicely. Can he pull it up? He can indeed. So Thornton up to 5th. Simmons loses out. He's back down to 6th place. Next one up onto the back of the Volvo will be Ches, although Simmons runs it in too deep. And Ches will go for the switchback and he gets the move done. So Simmons made that a little bit easy for Ches. Ches gets a little bit of oversteer. Might make him vulnerable down the straight. So here comes the Volvo of Simmons. Looking at the back of Ches now. So Simmons with the run down the main straight. They're side by side. Both being cautious. Oh no, we got a Mondo off the track. That is Hum. So Hum off the track. He's going to rejoin in front of the Ches Simmons battle. In fact, Simmons has managed to get in front of Ches again. Now he's looking for the move on Hum, but he's gone the wrong way. And Ches will have the opportunity. He has to pull out of it. We're right on board with Ches again. We've also got a recovering Smith. He's just past McIntosh up into 10th. As Hum runs in deep, so does Simmons. Ches just I think Ches is just being very patient here. Beardfellow Gaming, mate, this is race 2. Ches trying to go around the outside in turn number 3. Can't get the move done. He runs it wide and he's into the fence. So that's the end of that battle for now for Anton Ches. He's going to drop behind Fletcher. Right back on board with Ches. He's trying to recover now on Fletcher. Tell you what, that Volvo's not too bad in a straight line either. That great drive off the right hander onto the back straight. Ches is going to have Smith all over the back of him. It's all kicking off ahead. Simmons still at the head of this battle pack. Here comes Smith up the inside. Oh, what a send by the two Alphas. Both bumped the Volvo off the track of Fletcher. I don't think Fletcher will be impressed with that. There's a bit of teamwork going on there between the two Alphas. So Smith, he picks up 2 positions in one corner. Very forceful driving from Smith. He now closes up onto the back of Dre, so Dre's actually had a pretty good lap. I don't know where he's come from, but he's now up into 7th. For how long? Smith is definitely on a charge now. Throw a cigarette paper over these 3 almost. Just in front of Dre is Simmons. The Volvo. It's a 4-way battle here for 6th. So race 2, the reverse grid has turned on the action. We're right on board now with Simmons. Dre has got a big run. Oh, geez. Driver's swerving, trying to break the slipstream. It's not going to work. Dre will make the move easy. Smith is going to try and squeeze past Simmons as well. And Smith will do it, so Simmons loses. Whoa, that's McIntosh off the track. Wow, that was a big lose from the number 1 Alpha of McIntosh. That would have disappointed him. And Hum, I think he's managed to make a position up on Ferguson. Smith is up to 6th now. So Smith is still on a charge. Dre, he's still got Simmons and Ches on him. So Simmons hasn't given up either. So here comes Simmons trying to go up the inside. And he's managed to make the move work, although I think that's Ches. Ches has lost it. He'll fall into the clutches of Brister now. Brister up the inside, and Ches is going to make that very, very easy. Ruka, there are a lot of bins going on, and there are a lot of sends as well. Everyone has been paying their postage. The battle for first is still on as well. Meredith. Mate, we need stamps. Stamp emotes just for all the sends that have been going on in this race. Meredith, he's trying to get a run into the sweeper. And Meredith is side by side with Rath. Rath is trying to hang it around the outside. Still hangs on to the lead of this race. Thornton is actually catching these guys hand over fist. And Rath sideways onto the main straight. That'll give Meredith a good chance. He's closing in quickly. Thornton doing 55s while Rath and Meredith are in the 57s. Rath very deep into turn number 1. Oh, big brake lock up for Meredith. In fact, Hum setting faster lap times than both our leaders. So Rath and Meredith are fighting pretty hard with each other. Meredith understeers off the circuit. That's going to give Rath a bit of a break. It'll give Thornton some encouragement as well. Been a great fight back from Thornton. Meredith wide again. He's just pushing a little bit too hard now. He got a little bit too excited, I think. He almost took the lead off Rath in the previous lap. But now he's got Thornton all over the back of him. Oh, he's still got... Oh, here's a send. Not quite. Dre's had to pull out of it. In fact, he's still managed to get the move done. Fletcher will try and sneak up the inside as well. No. Now, this battle is still going on. See what pace the Volvos have down the straight. Simmons looks up the right-hand side of Simmons. He's going to be on the wrong side of the track. He's going to be in the very dirty line. He's made it work though. So Simmons, great send around the outside of Dre. Now Dre falling into the clutches of Fletcher this time. As McIntosh also bins it. So where is McIntosh actually? Oh, he's well off. He's binned that proper again. We said that second last chicane was going to catch a lot of people out. Back up the front, the battle is on between Thornton and Meredith. This is allowing Rath a bit of a chance to skip away. Meredith goes for late defensive driving. Thornton runs wide this time. Thornton with a huge send. Has to pull out of it. Just not quite close enough at this stage. Rath I think he's made a meal of one of the right-handers because he's lost a heap of time to Meredith. There's the headlights going on Meredith. So Meredith is putting the pressure on Rath now. Oh, Thornton going for a huge send into the second last chicane. That's cost him again. He's been trying to make that move work all night. He probably has made it work in this race. We just haven't seen anything. As leaders tick off another lap, the laps are winding down. Thornton is running out of time, and so is Meredith. Now we jump on board with Meredith. He's got to try and get the run out of turn number 1. Not close enough this time round. Bit of a lock up just on the turn in. Cost him a little bit of time, but he gets a good exit. Rather a bit of oversteer on the entry. Meredith understeer on the apex. Still got battles up and down this field as well. Ches has fallen down to 15th. Now we ride on board with Thornton. See if he can make the send work in the second last chicane. He's close this time. He's got the slipstream down the straight. He's got a great run. Don't think he's close enough. He's going to try it, but he doesn't quite get it done. Not sure what happened to Rafalo Ruka. I know he went into the pits for a while. Oh, we have 2 cars off the track, so McLaughlin and Richards. So I think those two have had a tangle somewhere on this lap. Back onto this on this battle for first. This is the penultimate lap now. The laps are winding down. Rath will be absolutely begging that checkered flag to come out early. He'll be wishing this was the final lap. And look out the back of Rath's Mondeo now. Identical lines from all 3 of these drivers. Meredith, oh, he's running deep. That's going to give Thornton a chance. Not able to get it done. It'll give Rath a bit of a chance to pull out a gap. But he runs wide. This will give Meredith a chance. Have a run down the straight. And Meredith is really close now. He's got to get a good run out of this right-hander. Doesn't quite get the perfect run, but he's really close. But Thornton is close to Meredith too. Meredith flashing the headlights like crazy. Rath will be absolutely wishing this was the final lap. He is under all sorts of pressure from Meredith and Thornton. In fact, Thornton's dropped off a little bit off of Meredith. Rath in deep into the final corner, and Meredith's been turned by Thornton. That'll give Rath a good getaway. So 2 seconds the gap now between Meredith and Rath. That was the best chance Meredith had this race. He'll be absolutely filthy with that. But it will just take one mistake from Rath, and that 2-second gap will become nothing again. Thornton, he is desperate for second. He doesn't want to sit in third anymore. He's sick of looking at the back of this green Renault. In fact, Thornton's going to go up the right-hand side of the track. Oh, they bump doors. They bump again. I think the Discord will be absolutely going off at the moment. Here comes Thornton with a big send. Has he put enough onto it? He's still side by side with Meredith as they go into the final right-hander for the straight. I think Thornton should have track position this time by, and he does indeed. So Thornton now up to second. Meredith with the slipstream and a long straight. Rath is 2.5 seconds up the road. He should have this race done and dusted. Meredith, he'll be filthy with that pass. He'll want to get back in front of Thornton. They're both wide. Thornton, I think he's done enough. There's a big enough gap between Meredith and Thornton. Meredith tries for the send over the curb. Doesn't quite work. But Rath will be the winner of race number 2 ahead of Thornton. Meredith will come home in third. He should be happy with a podium. So, what a race between those three. Still got a battle going on between... Oh, look at this. Look at this craziness going on back here. We have 3 Volvos nose to tail. We have a Volvo ahead of an Alpha. A final lap Desperados here. We still got one more race after this as well. So Williams is not going to be able to do anything for a top 10. He's going to try and hold off Ches. He should be able to do it. Ches flings it around the final corner. Oh, everyone's off the track. In fact, here comes Simmons. He's trying to sneak up the inside. He's done it. He's actually robbed Ches on the line. So Simmons robs Ches for 13th position. Oh, what a last lap. Rafalo down in 16th. He's going to be disappointed with that. I don't know what happened to Rafalo that race. Let's head back to the pits and have a look at how they finished. So Detmar Rath, the winner of race number 2, ahead of Thornton and Meredith. Rounding out our podium. Then we have Ferguson and Smith. Walter up to 6th place after starting off the very back. Then we have Hum, Dre, Fletcher, Brister, rounding out your top 10. And we have Williams, Simmons, Ches, Richards, McLaughlin, Rafalo, Hill, McIntosh, and Jones. Whew. What a race. We've still got someone doing reverse donuts. There we go. There we go. That looks like Simmons. Oh, we just tuned in right at the wrong time. He's just decided to stop. Anyone else doing burnouts? No. Oh, no, we've still got one Volvo. We've still got one Volvo. Come, mate. Knock it in reverse for us. Don't think he's going to do it. Definitely not going to do it. So everyone's just jumped out of the server. So we will quickly jump out of the server ourselves and head into the next server for the final race tonight. Just going to quickly mute that. Okay. Don't think... Oh, look, guys, that was absolutely insane racing, I have to say. I'm going to have to give driver of the day to Detmar Rath. He was under pressure all race long from Meredith and then Thornton in those last few laps. He kept it together and managed to take out the win. So, honestly, driver of the race from Detmar Rath. An honourable mention to Thornton as well. He fought from the very back. So we're still waiting for the server to just reset. I want to hear from you guys in chat. What did you make of that race? Who was your drive of the race for that reverse grid? Because that was certainly an entertaining race from my end. Almost losing my voice. I honestly think that's a good gauge on whether or not it was a good race or not. It's all the condition of my voice at the end of it. So there we go. The server is now up again. We'll just quickly try and jump in as well. We'll jump in as quickly as we can. Whew. Hope everyone at home, wherever you are, joining us from around the world. Actually, let us know where you're joining us from. It's because I'm rather interested how far we are reaching. Yeah, Ruka from Canberra. Yeah, mate, I know you're from Canberra. Really exotic place. No, we are back at Snetterton. I think we already have someone bidding it at turn. Oh, God. Cannot control this camera to save my life. Someone's binned it somewhere, and I don't know where it is. But, we're going to quickly have a fly around the circuit, see if we can't find something entertaining. Beard Fellow Gaming from Bathurst, mate. Jealous of you. Get to wake up to that fantastic circuit. Hang on a second. Wait. Okay, you know what? Didn't even know you could drive out the back. This is outstanding. We've already had one guy. He's had enough. He's going to go home. He's going home. He's had enough of the nonsense of Snetterton. He's going to the transporter and he's going home. This is amazing. Actually, where is he going? He's trying to find shortcuts. That's what he's trying to do. This is an outstanding map. The fact that this guy can actually just drive through the paddock. He's had enough of the nonsense. He's going home. No, mate, there's a bridge over there. Okay. Admin's a party pooper. He's had enough of that. Okay, let's get into qualifying for race number 3. See someone already out there not wasting any time. I'm going to guess that is Wrath. It is indeed. So Wrath will be the first one onto the track again. That's the camera angle we want. So let's get some predictions nice and early. We saw a great split between the top 3 in the previous qualifying session with I believe it was Walter, Smith, and Thornton all separated by less than 1/10 of a second in the first qualifying session. So this should be... I'm hoping this will be quite close. Oh, here we go. We've got a prediction. Raffaello first, Meredith and Thornton take each other at T1. Mate, this is qualifying. Oh, actually, it doesn't really matter much, does it? You take each other out turn 1 in qualifying. Take each other out whenever you like. So, as Wrath has his teammate Raffaello right behind him. So, I'm sure a lot of these guys learnt something from the first qualifying session. Being that it's such a long lap, they're only going to get a handful of laps in, maybe 3 or 4 if they're lucky. Just to bin it so hard, he pins it into a hot air balloon. That's quite a prediction. Quite a prediction there, Ruka. Mr. Richards. Oh, come on, Richards Riddy from Adelaide. Thanks for joining us, mate. So, Ruth and Raffaello, they start their first lap, the 2 teammates working together by the looks of things. And I think they have Smith just behind them in the Alpha. Ruth looks like he's got a bit of a gap already on Raffaello. I believe race number 3, they have no ballast on the cars. So far, Ruff looking nice and smooth. A little bit of understeer, but he manages to get it pointed into the apex. So Ruff now fires it down the back straight. I think he's just managed to gap Raffaello on this lap. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Rath set at least a 56 on this lap. Actually, Rath is looking really good. This is a really smooth looking lap. Actually, I think this might be a 55 for Rath. It comes up to the final corner now. Grabs a little bit of grass on the entry. Raffaello locking up the brakes, sending smoke signals everywhere. So let's see. Rath will be the first one to cross the control line. And he sets up 53.2. So Rath, huge lap straight out of the gate. Smith a 53.8. And Raffaello dropping like a stone down the leaderboard. Walter up to second. Ferguson up to fourth. Now Thornton out. Geez, Thornton just raises the bar big time. 52.7 for Thornton. So big lap for Thornton there. Let's have a look at our provisional pole sitter at the moment. What a lap, 52.7. The rest of the field starts ticking off their lap. So at the moment we have Thornton, Ruth, Walter, Smith, Ches, Ferguson, Raffaello down in 7th. So Rafalo is struggling tonight. Dre, Williams, Fletcher, Hill and Jones. Thornton, he's looking good. I reckon he'll probably undercut his own time this lap. In fact, he is going to abort this lap, so maybe Thornton is watching the stream as well. Let's have a look at Walter. He's just up ahead of Thornton. Probably would have seen that time from Thornton and gone, oh no. Now Hum up to 8th, 56.5. And Walter way out wide. He's going to abort this lap. Rafalo now, he gets up to 6th. Improves to a 54. We have just under 4 minutes left in this session. Smith currently 3rd in the session. Now Richards up to 6th. So Rafalo's been bumped down to 7th. So far, almost everyone in the field has managed to set a time this time. I think just 2 cars haven't set a time, and that, well, I don't know who that is actually. So we're currently sticking with Smith for now. 53.6 was his best time. He's got to find something special, and that is not it. Sends it over the sausage curb. That will be that lap written off. As we focus on Walter now. He's just come out of the pit lane, so I don't think he'll be setting a fast lap this time by. So Hum, he improves up to 9th, to 55.4. Wait and see where Rafalo is. So he should have started his first flying lap after coming in for new tyres. Locks it up big time into turn number 4. Still manages to make the apex at least. Rafalo's just not looking as comfortable tonight as what we've seen him in the past. The championship leader, as you see, Fletcher improve up to 10th. Huge gain. Ches also improves up to 4th. So this is a good qualifying effort for Ches. So McLaughlin now slides into 16th as well. Wait and see what Rafalo can do this lap. Car's looking a little bit happier this time by. He should get one more lap as well. In fact, he's bailing out of this lap. Has he seen traffic up ahead of him? Doesn't look like there's anything up ahead of him. Exits the final corner, gets a good exit. We got cars in the pits already, so Rath, Hum, Williams, Brister, McIntosh and Jones, they've all called it this session. Pardon me. We're going to stick with Rafalo for now. This will be Rafalo's final lap. Have to wait and see if he can put in a lap of the gods. Try and get himself off the 4th row of the grid. In fact, Ruffalo is in danger of slipping off the 4th row of the grid onto the 5th row. This is a pretty important lap then for Chris Ruffalo. So the checkered flag is now out on the session. At the moment, Thornton is still on top. Saying drivers improve their time. Don't think anyone's going to be able to threaten Thornton, except maybe the man we're riding on board with at the moment. Gets a good exit out of the final corner. This could be the lap that puts Ruffalo a little bit further up the grid. What can he do? He gets up to 6th. So a 3rd row start for Chris Ruffalo. So let's head back to the pit lane and we'll have a look at how they finished up. So Thornton at the top of the timesheets with a 1:52.7, incredible lap ahead of Detmar Rath's 1:53.2. George Critical still haven't got Discord organised, for at least for AK Racing and our streams. So yeah, sorry mate. Anyway, so Smith off of 3rd. Anton Ches in 5th, although that looks like Ches going past now. No, that was the last car crossing the line. So Ches rounds off the 2nd row. Walter and Ruffalo off row 3. Ferguson Richards row 4. Row 5 will be Hill and Dre. And then we have Hum and Fletcher off row 6. Williams and Brister out of 13th and 14th, while Simmons and McLaughlin make up row 8. McIntosh and Jones out of position 17th and 18th, and Meredith will round out our runners. Didn't look like Meredith got a lap in, so Meredith is going to do it the hard way in race number 3. Thank you to Mr. Richards Riddy for the follow as well. Much appreciated, mate. Hope you're enjoying the stream so far. Got plenty more streams coming up in the future, so make sure you hit the notification bell as well when we are streaming. As we get set for the start of race number 3, let's position our camera. So let's get some predictions in chat. Who is your pick to win race number 3 tonight? Will it be Thornton? Will it be Walter? Will it be Ruffalo? Ruffalo always seems to come together in the race. Will it be... No, we got a... Looks like we got a favourite already of Thornton. We are getting set for the start. We have about 40 seconds left until the start of race number 3 tonight. What a field we have tonight as well. 19 cars in the server. Great effort from the AK Gaming community for putting this night on. Great support from the community for the category as well. So as the lights about ready to come on, we have 10 seconds to the start of this race. Are we going to get through turn 1 without chaos? Are we going to get through turn 2? Let's find out. We are away and racing. It's a good start from the front row. In fact, the front 3 rows have got great starts, although it looks like Walter had a shocking start, but Rath has had a great start. He takes the whole shot into turn number 1. They're going 3 wide into turn 1. Oh, we have a Volvo around. Will he get collected? He manages to go off the track harmlessly. So, Oh no, it's all kicking off after turn number 1. So, oh, they're still making contact with each other. Well, let's get into the broadcast now. So Ruth, he takes an early lead ahead of Thornton. They've managed to put a bit of a gap over the 2 Alfa Romeos of Smith and Ches. Walter up to P5. He's got Chris Ruffalo trying to sneak up the inside of him. Ruffalo has managed to get it done. No safety car, Ruka. This is British Touring Cars. That looks like Ches. So Anton Ches has binned it big time again. He had a great qualifying and then he throws it away. Now he's got all the work to do. At least he only dropped down to 12th, which is the good news. And we have a DNF already with Jones. Huge shame for him. Not the night he wanted. Oh, Thornton over the curb. He's going to fall into the clutches of Smith now. Smith looking up the inside into the sweeper. Oh, Thornton wanted to argue the case. And Smith will make the move stick. This is just handing Ruth a huge advantage. As now Thornton returns serve on Smith, runs wide. This will make it 4 wide going down the straight. Thornton and Smith still banging door handles. Walter trying to sneak up the outside. Ruffalo down the inside. So Chris Ruffalo is on the inside for both Thornton and Walter. Someone's got to give. And everyone's being sensible into turn number 1 on lap 2. Now Ruffalo sends it up the inside of Walter again. Thornton is looking to take that position back from Smith. I don't think Thornton was too impressed with Smith's move, and Smith gets it wrong in turn number 3. He managed to get straightened up thanks to Thornton, but he drops down to 5th position behind Ruffalo. Oh, this race is kicked off already, and we're only on lap number 2. Meanwhile, we've got a 4-5-way battle in the background there. Dre trying to get around Hum. Hum's a bit of a cork in the bottle, I think, for this battle pack here. Have Hill, who's made a great start in the Vectra. Battle's still going on up the front. Just missed Smith, send it up the inside of Ruffalo into the second last chicane. He runs it 2 deep. Speaking of 2 deep, Hum runs it in 2 deep, and we got the 2 Alphas around. So Dre off the track. He's been sent to the back of that battle pack. He's going to have to rejoin behind Richards. He'll get ahead of Meredith though. And it's still on between Ruffalo and Smith. In fact, Smith's just been escorted wide. Ruth, fastest lap of the race at 54.7. He's got a 4-second gap over Thornton. And now the battle is on again between Ruffalo and Smith. Hum's going to join in on this as well. Oh, Smith sideways. It's going to give Ruffalo a sniff into turn number 2. Well, more of a sniff. He's going to take the whole thing. But he runs it in way too deep. Smith switches back. This is just helping Hum creep onto the back of them. We've got a move in the background there. Fletcher trying to make the move on Brister. As they make their way through turn number 3. Here we go again. Ruffalo looking up the outside. He switches to the inside for turn number 4. And he should get the move done right this time. So Chris Ruffalo takes 4th position ahead of Smith, but runs it wide instantly. Smith not able to capitalise. What happened there? I think maybe a little bit of desync there between Ruffalo and Smith. Smith is facing the wrong way. What is going on here? What is going on with this race? Now Hum and Rafalo are side by side, the two Mondeos. In fact, Hum will fall behind Rafalo. And we have Fletcher around. He'll recover. He's going to lose a few positions though. He's going to make Hill go the long way around, but Hill manages to get it done. So Hill up to 9th position. Dietmar Rath a 54.1. But Thornton a 54 flat. So, oh no, Hum, he's binned it. He's binned it in the final corner. He's going to be vulnerable to Hill and Fletcher at the end of the straight. He'll be looking for the move. Not quite close enough this time, but he'll try and keep it as close as possible for turn number 2. Not able to get the send done this lap. Got a great battle brewing here between Brister and Ches. Just see here Brister trying to manage the brake pedal. Here the car locking up. Oh, beg your pardon. And Brister runs wide. That gives Ches 6th position. So he'll be trying to chase down Ferguson now. He's about 3 seconds up the road. He's still got this battle between the Volvos happening. Fletcher and Richards. Gap is starting to come down between Thornton and Rath. In fact, I think Rath has made a bit of a blue somewhere. He's dropped almost a second this lap. $55.6 for Rath versus a 54.2 for Thornton, so more than a second between Thornton and Rath. Also got a great battle brewing here between Simmons and McIntosh. Simmons trying to hold it around the outside of McIntosh. Oh, McIntosh almost getting cleaned up a bit there by McLaughlin. It's still on between these guys. They make their way around the sweeper. McIntosh is using a lot of grass. Oh, McLaughlin almost hits McIntosh again. But now this battle's starting to settle down. That gap between Thornton and Rath is still coming down. It's now down to 2.3 seconds, so Thornton, he is on the move. He is running out of laps though. On lap 5 of 12. That Renault is looking a little bit easier to drive than what the Mondeo is. Oh, Hill's off the track. Where has he done that? He's done that down the straight, so he's probably run a bit wide, and that's sent the Vectra spinning. Huge shame for Hill. He was pretty high up the order. Oh, look at this. It's still going on between these three. Simmons, McIntosh, and McLaughlin. This is for the last point. And Simmons runs too wide, and that's going to give McIntosh the position. McLaughlin trying to sneak around the outside of Simmons. He'll get it done. He's got the slipstream from the Alpha ahead. And oh, they're still bumping each other. McLaughlin, it's his turn now. He's going to try, and he wants this final point. Oh, McLaughlin sideways manages to hold on to it. Now McIntosh really deep, really wide, and that's going to give McLaughlin the run. So McLaughlin gets that 15th position and the final point on offer tonight. Well, this guy here, he's made up great ground. Start off the very back of the field. He's up to 12th. Now that gap between Thornton and Rath is now under 2 seconds. We'll definitely have to keep an eye on that. Right now we've got a battle here. Dre and Meredith. Meredith pulls out of the slipstream into the final chicane. He's been trying this all night, and he manages to hold it together this time. Thornton, another fastest lap of the race. A great move there by Meredith. He's managed to keep it on track as well. So Meredith definitely on the move. Meredith really loving to slap those curbs pretty hard. Don't think it's helping his case with trying to chase down Richards for a top 10 finish. In the meantime, Hum is all over the back of Brister now. Brister all over the back of Fletcher. So we've got a three-way battle here. This is for 7th place. Brister running in a bit too deep, which saw him just grab the curb there as we jumped on board with Hum. Now closes right up onto the back of Brister in the braking zone. Well, they get the run down the straight. He'll have the slipstream. Fletcher's trying to break the slipstream of Brister. Brister's trying to break the slipstream of Hum. Hum got a lot of straight line pace with that Mondeo. He's going for the send, has to pull out of it. There's this great respectful racing between these guys. We look out the back of Fletcher's Volvo now. Hum is really giving Brister the high beam treatment. Oh, see a bit of a slide there from Brister under brakes. Runs it a bit wide. That should give Hum a chance. Oh, here we go, Hum, big send up the inside into turn number 2. And he actually gets it done, so Hum finally manages to displace Brister. Brister trying to fight back instantly. Have a look at this. So Thornton has managed to close the gap on Rath. With a handful of laps left to go in this race. Just see the Renault getting a little bit unstable through the final sweeper. Ruth just gets that gap just over a second again. But I think the Jaws music is well and truly playing for Ruth. Pressure will be on him. Although we did see in the previous race that Ruth is able to make that Mondeo very, very wide. But we also see that Thornton is an incredibly aggressive driver too. Ruth runs it wide. That's going to bring Thornton right onto the back of him. In fact, Thornton looking around the outside now. So the race is on. How long can Ruth keep Thornton behind him? And Thornton with the slipstream as they go down the back straight. Oh, there's a car off the track. Yellow flags will be out. Ruth slaps the sausage curb up on two wheels with the Mondeo. He's driving the wheels off that Mondeo, trying to keep Thornton behind him. It looks like McIntosh just getting right out of the way of our leaders. Make their way into the final chicane. Now the pressure is on Ruth. Thornton can just afford to bide his time, pick his point, and this is it. So Thornton up the inside of Ruth. We just saw that Ruth got a little bit wide through turn number one. Ruth tries to go for the switchback, but he gets over that sausage curb, and Thornton will take the lead of this race. So after having a shocking start, Thornton has managed to fight back. And he now takes the lead of this race with about 3 laps left in this race to go. Well, 2.5 laps left to run. Can Ruth fight back? What has he got left in the tank? Also got this battle still going on. Brister going very defensive on Fletcher. Brister, another driver with a reputation of being able to make cars wider than what they should. And he's got 4 drivers behind him with Fletcher, Hum and Richards. Well, 3 drivers behind him. In fact, this battle between Richards and Hum, I think they've swapped positions 3 times in the last 2 corners. This time Hum should have it done. Jump on board now with Richards. Just seeing Brister and Fletcher get away. Might just want to work with Hum now. Let's have another battle brewing here. Meredith, Dre and Williams. Meredith, he was trying to get closer to the back of Richards' Volvo for a top 10 finish. I think he's probably dropped it off the track somewhere. Oh no, Hum off the track. So Hum's dropped it at the second last chicane. That has really been a corner that's caught a lot of drivers out tonight. This of course leaves Fletcher and Richards free to work on the back of the Renault of Brister. So we're on the penultimate lap now. Thornton has stretched that gap out to over 3 seconds. Amazing drive by Thornton tonight. Oh, look at Richards trying to sneak it up the inside of Fletcher in turn number 2. He's going to force Fletcher to the inside. Don't think that's going to work. He'll try for the switch back into turn number 4, but he's dropped too much time. Now right on board with Richards. This is allowing Brister a bit of breathing space. As we prepare for our leader, Thornton, to start the final lap of the race. It's been a great drive from Thornton. Managed to close that gap up between himself and Rath. He's got some lap traffic ahead of him. That is, I believe, McLaughlin. McLaughlin does get out of the way as quickly as he could. And leaves Thornton to get on with his race. Oh, a little bit of oversteer there for Thornton. Just see that he's dropped Rath. Tune of 3 seconds. Thornton's already celebrating by the looks of things. Weaving down the back straight. Certainly does deserve this win. Thornton is definitely one of the best drivers in British touring cars. Right there with Ruffalo and Rath. And in fact, well, Walter and Smith as well. No, Smith having a shocking race, not even in the points. So Thornton rounds the final corner and he's going to take out race 3 of round 7. Well done to Thornton. A great drive to win race number 3. Rath will be disappointed to come home in second after leading so early. Walter will be happy with third place after tough race for him. Chris Ruffalo home in 4th position. Well, Anton Ches, well, this is going to be, I think this is Anton Ches's best performance. I think, someone correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he hasn't finished out of the top 5 all night. Well done to Anton. Ferguson will finish in 6th. Brister, well, the battle's on now. It's 3 ways to send there for Richards. He's going to take out his Volvo compatriot. That's going to give Brister a chance to come home in 7th. A great performance for Brister. Fletcher will hang on to 8th after Richards decides not to make the move. Meredith, please. Oh, what is going on here? We got cars cutting the corner, cutting the course. Meredith will come home for a top 10 finish. Oh, we got cars going everywhere at the end of the race. The traditional demolition derby after the checkered flag. Let's get some reverse donuts though. Someone, quick. There we go. We got someone doing forward donuts. There we go. Look at that. That is clip worthy there. I think that is hum. That's amazing. Someone clip this. That doesn't seem right, no. Has he got the handbrake on? Don't think he's got the no, he might have the handbrake on. He's got to pick the lawnmower out, yeah. That's quite an effort there. Someone clipped that for me. Oh, we got someone. I think this is Walter doing some reverse donuts. Well done to Thornton for a great race and a great win. Let's have a look at the final standings. So Thornton is your winner for race number 3 of round 7. And we have Detmar Rath and Walter making up your podium. Chris Rafalo up to 4th and Anton Ches 5th. He should be absolutely thrilled with that. Well done to Anton Ches. Ferguson up to 6th. Brister, he'll be happy with 7th as well. Fletcher and Richards, Brister holding off Fletcher and Richards. Meredith rounding out the top 10. Over the page, you have Hum, Williams, Hill, Dre and McLaughlin rounding out the points. And Smith, McIntosh, Simmons and Jones, our only, did not finish after some turn 1 shenanigans. So there you go. What a night of racing. Tell you right now, British Touring Cars does not fail to switch on the best racing we could ever see. Always turns on the entertainment. Well, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll be able to stream this weekend the new season of the AK Gaming V8 Supercar Series. Unfortunately, we are out at Eastern Creek International Kart Track for round number 3 of the New South Wales KZ2 Super Series. So I don't think we're going to be able to broadcast the first race of the new V8 Supercar season. Hugely disappointing. I was really excited to stream both Super 2 and Super 1. But we'll definitely make sure that we are present for the future rounds. For those of you wondering, we are taking registrations for our new Super GT League with the Goros Promotion Sim Sports. If you are interested in getting involved with that championship, you can hit up our Discord. We're just going to quickly copy a link. There we go. So there is our Discord. If you want to get involved in our Super GT League, join our Discord. Yeah. All I can say is that a huge congratulations to Thornton for a great race in race number 3. And honestly, that should be driver of the race as well. Although I think Rookie pointed out that Anton Ches was down in 12th at one point and he fought back to 5th. So that actually, no, I'll give Anton Ches the drive of the race just for coming back from 12th. That's a huge effort from him. But anyway, make sure you hit the follow button. Hit the notification button as well for when our next stream is on. Yeah. Love bringing you this sort of close racing. Anyway, we are going to end the stream right here. Thank you so much for joining us no matter where you are in the world. Hope you enjoyed it. And we will see you next time. Adios.